Alright, so today I guess I'm going to be telling the story of myself, or my birth story. And I felt that was only fitting to begin this speech with the story of my parents, because without them coming together, obviously there'd be no me. So to begin the speech, I wanted to take it way back to like the 80s when my parents first graduated high school, because that's really when this story kicked off, or where it began. So my dad was born in New York, that's where he was born and raised, and right after he graduated high school, he made the decision to join the military instead of going to college, the normal route. And he picked the Marines, and with that, he gave them the power to station him all across the country wherever they wanted him. So that led him to places like North Carolina, Mississippi, Hawaii, and eventually SoCal, where he discharged. My mom, on the other hand, was born and raised in Southern California. She went to Walnut High School, graduated from Cal State Fullerton, and got a small office job in OC. And this is really where their paths crossed, because once my dad discharged from the military, he decided to settle down in California, set up camp here. And he applied to a couple different jobs in IT, because that's what he was a computer guy, right? So we got one office job at a CenturyLink Bank, and that's just happened to be the same bank where my mother worked. So right away, he noticed her. He said she was really pretty, and she caught his eye right away, and he was interested. So he came up with the bright idea to unplug her computer and force her to call the IT man up to her so he could like spit some game or whatever he wanted to do with her. So we did that, whatever, and subsequently my mom didn't know how to plug her computer back in, so of course she did call the IT guy up. My dad came up, and somewhere along the conversation it came out that she did have a boyfriend at the time. So he did what any guy would do, and he backed off a little bit. Went on from there. He would work there for a couple more years, but nothing would really come out of that. They would just remain friends, and eventually he found a job elsewhere. So now fast forward like a couple years in the future, and my parents are both still living in Southern California. My dad's still single at the time, and my mom is also single now. So they both decided to join a mingling event, like a mixer event. Like this was before Tinder and Instagram and all that, so if you were lonely, you'd have to go to one of the mixer events. So they did that. And they met each other there, the ball got rolling, they started dating, they got married. Boom, 2 years later, she was pregnant with my older brother. 2 years after that, she was pregnant with me. So that's where I guess I get into the story of my actual birth. So my mom carried me for about 8 months. I was a little bit early, but nothing too crazy. My dad was on the way home from work one day, and my mom's water broke in the bathtub, I believe it was. Everything was fine. They drove her down to the hospital, got her settled in. She was in labor or whatever. And then, if I remember right, my dad said that he went and got dinner because he didn't get dinner earlier that day because everything was going smoothly. But during this, I started having some complications with my mom giving birth to me. The umbilical cord wrapped around my neck, so I was losing oxygen. And my dad's over there enjoying his steak or whatever, and my mom had to go through an emergency C-section. So when he pulled back up, it was all good, everything was done. Luckily, the procedure turned out well. My mom was fine, I'm fine. And fast forward 20 years, I'm still here, so thank you, that's the story.